Alright, so, I did finish making this, so that's no longer, and I did make, with that, made this, and I just got finished, fixing up all the first ones to have this. I haven't done the background yet. The background, there's in this one, there's there's a tile set in the background. I haven't gotten around to that one yet. That one's still the old one, which is this one. But as you can see, that since the program, the tile bean program I've been making, that allows me to make sure that all the sides match up perfectly, no matter whether you rotate them or not. You see, in my old tile set, I had to have this, and this, and because I was it was hard for me to otherwise make sure everything lines up right. But with the new one, I just can do this. And that means that it should take a lot less space. And since it's completely, since it's matching on both sides, I can also, if I want to look more, I can make it look like this. Wait. Or I can make it look like this. So so they're slightly different looking. But yeah, so that way, I can do a lot of stuff with only this many tiles. And so it should hopefully be better for storage. Well, I mean, it will be. So your computer won't have to load as much graphics. And also, it's actually harder. It's harder to make stuff like this. To make it, well, I mean, for one, to make the tile set, but also, when I can't just click on a different corner, I have to actively go and rotate it every time I need to change the tile. So if I want this one, then I need to be able to flip and do that so it lines up right, but it should be worthwhile. I also fixed Peculiar, was having some collision issues. I changed slopes. Now, I can just do, and it's a lot easier for me to make stuff for it now because I can just, but before I had to have this special object, and I can still use the special object, but I also just made it way more, do more exactly what you expect. So before, I would have to place this, and then, if I wanted to make a ramp from here to here, I'd have to place, I'd have to get this one, and then I'd have to make sure that I'd have to do this, and then even this, if I did this, sometimes it would end up all finicky, and so this wouldn't work and this wouldn't work. I'd have to every time I made a new slope, I have to slightly adjust it because it wasn't super, especially when you we're doing it at different angles and stuff. But with the new system, I programmed the solids to activate a code if they're rotated, so that I'll just be able to do this with an existing solid object and just rotate it, and then that'll create a slope. I mean, obviously, the slope doesn't actually work that way. It still works the way it did before by creating individual solid platforms that just go up steps. But now it'll do that automatically by me rotating this. So that should make it easier for me to do stuff, and also more consistent, in game, how the slopes feel. I also, I changed some stuff. Some stuff will look different now that I made it use the new tile sets. Like this rock is now those, and yeah, I think I might need to go through and do some stuff. But I did also, I changed the menu. Oh, I adjusted the way that you move the selection so that it can, because before it took a long time to do this, but now I made it so it can get a lot faster. Also, if you didn't see my community post, I do have a laptop now, and so I made sure this game works on the laptop, and you do have to turn the resolution down to half, but mine was an $800 laptop, and I turned down the resolution to half, and it ran pretty smooth like that. So if you had like a higher end laptop, you'd probably be able to run it at full resolution. And so yeah, and also by the time the game will be this game probably won't be releasing for like 8-9 more years. So by the time it releases, it'll probably be. I did start getting this room. I started getting this room adjusted to. It's like this room would have crashed if you entered it before because I changed a whole bunch of the systems. So I started getting this room adjusted to a new system, but you can see like it doesn't look as good as it used to because I still have to do a whole bunch of stuff because it's like a whole new parallax system and it works differently now, and so I gotta do that. Also, like I say in every devlog, if you notice any like lagging in the video, that doesn't seem to be happening in the game itself. To me, like right there, my screen recorder just looked like it glitched, but it didn't actually happen on the screen I'm playing the game on. So sometimes the screen recorder seems to get frame issues where the game itself actually isn't. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, that's not that bad. I'm kind of wanting to make, so sometimes I'm gonna, come clean. Sometimes, like, I just kind of imagine, like, being in the world of this game just for fun and also, like, help me, like, visualize stuff. I kind of imagine, like, maybe I should, on the edge of Wormwave, on each of the corners, have these giant towers that maybe you could enter at some point and just look out from. That would look stylized, because I was thinking it kind of feels like weird. It just like ends with such a important place, having but the towers would look like that but bigger. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Oh, huh. What caused that? Let me check something real quick. Right here. Canvas code 0. Canvas code. Oh! Since when did I forget to do that? Gotta have Wormwave in there. I'm surprised it didn't have any mess ups like that before. Sometimes another thing I changed. If I save, if I save, then you can see in the file select. Oh, my camera's in the way. Oh, you'd see it says opening. That is now controlled by a simple room. Like I've basically been doing a lot of optimizing of how I'm going to be programming because I'm kind of buckling down for what's going to be probably be like a decade of just making everything for the game. But so I did make it way more efficient. So each time I make a room, I just make the room, and then I in here I insert what texture groups are gonna be in that room, and I need to make sure to always include every texture group that's gonna appear. Otherwise, you'll see it'll like have like it'll show a temporary sprite for a while that looks ugly. And then the music group, and then the music mode. So like each area has like a calm mode and like a battle mode and like a dark, like entering a hidden area mode. And so that's music mode. And then the room name, which was something I added recently, and that should make it so that I can like for example in Wormwave 0 I could be I can do that. And then now, if I save it, oh wait, I only need to save again because this isn't saved to the these names aren't saved to the file. But see now, if I were to enter it, it will say. Oh, well, let me try again. That is Wormwave 0, right? Huh. Wait. Wormwave 0 into Wormwave. Wait a minute. Did I do these ones twice? I did, didn't I? Oh! Oh, I'm dumb. It's not. This is Canner's Cove 0. Wormwave 0 would be the first room when you enter Wormwave, which I haven't gone to yet. So yeah, if I save that, and then I open it. I gotta start working on Wormwave, but I also gotta start working on a bunch of stuff in this game. See, there you go, outside Wormwave. So yeah, there's that. I left my controller on the laptop, so I'm playing with keyboard right now. I haven't played this game with keyboard in a while. I would say I don't recommend playing with keyboard. It's not really meant to play with keyboard. I mean, I'm obviously gonna make sure you can play with keyboard, but I think games like this are much better with controller. That's what I'm kind of building. I might need to fix how the camera works there. Yeah, I do. There we go. That should fix the issue. Oh, I had seen the sleeping sprite for a while. That's always so nice to see. Even in the darkest areas, taking a little nap. I did decide. I kept kind of hitting a funk with making more enemy designs for the early areas, because most of my enemy designs are ideas for stuff that would be more for more like later areas. And there's no real theme for the first area other than just like, you know, just sandy ocean floor and cave, simple cave, like, because I want to keep the early area simple. And so because of that, I feel like every time I pick like an enemy to make, it's like I always think like, oh, this would be better and different. Like for example, the Carapace Canyons is like really big on crustaceans and that kind of stuff, and the shells and well, you know, there's a lot of shells in the game, but you know what I mean, that kind of animal. And so I was just like, you know, when I make a barnacle, I mean, I'm like, these really all would fit better in that area. They'd make more sense. And so yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna put the clam enemy in this area, but I might just be putting clams in every area with like slightly different looks to them. You'll see that when I make it. And also the boss, that's something I keep saying I'm gonna get to. The first boss is Animortis. It's one of the beast bosses, which beast is like the non-sentient creatures like these guys. Let me take a picture. Oh, no. You don't want a picture taken. Wait, let me take a picture. Oh, that is a really crappy picture. People are gonna get themselves killed a bunch of this game trying to take pictures. I know I do. That's kind of like the idea, though. It adds difficulty because you have to resist the urge to take a picture when something's coming to kill you. That is not a good picture. That is, I accidentally zoomed it out. See, that's the thing, I'm not used to these controls. That's alright. Did I mention I made it so you could zoom in and zoom out, but like you won't be able to actually do this when you play. But this will be something I'll be able to do like in-game. Oh, I did not notice. I did not notice that. The bubbles and stuff don't like me zooming in and out. Honestly though, it's not really something I'm gonna worry about. Because again, the player won't be able to zoom in and out. If I ever want to do a cutscene where it zooms out during a during like something like that is an issue, then I can fix it. I don't even know what the fix would be. Because I don't want to add any more. The thing is, I really don't want to add any more code to the bubbles because there's so many of them. If I add more code to them, it would make it bog down. As it is, the bubbles actually take a significant amount of the computing power with how much I have right now. Not like a lot, but you know, enough that if I were to add like say like a bunch of code to check whether it's zoomed out or not, then that could be a problem. And it can't just check the camera size because it has to check whether or not it's zooming out, because if the camera size is just bigger, that doesn't have an issue with that. Wait, do the bubbles dislike it? I think they do. Yeah, the bubbles don't like the camera zooming. yeah, I don't plan on using the zoom much in the game, because that does mess with a lot of stuff, and well, it doesn't seem to get upset when I zoom in. Or maybe a little bit. Seems to dislike it a little bit. But not nearly as much. Here's when I zoom out. But not enough to really... I don't think if I saw this in like a AAA game, I wouldn't really be that upset. Like, because it's like... They just kind of move a little bit. And it's obviously the more parallax they are, the bigger a difference it makes. But I am worried that's gonna affect these. Let me check. Is that gonna affect these? Oh, no? Oh, that's good. Okay, never mind. I'm looking at the object in the background. That's for testing the object parallaxing. Can't really see it much. I'm actually considering making this a room. Not obviously wouldn't look like this, but like this shape. I may not the floating platforms, but actually this was just made for testing, like all the testing with the bigger. Like I made this to test with like having a bigger area and test like how many tile maps I can hold in the room. But I actually kind of like the shape. And honestly would kind of fit the plans I have for the room right after would be the first room I made for the game would be right after this, and then Animortis boss fight would be after that if I did this. Or I could do that, the first room I made for the game here, and then this room after that one. I don't know, I'll figure that out. But, yeah, so there's that. I am also, I designed, okay, so originally I wanted to make the entire music box out of plastic, I mean, not plastic, sorry, out of wood. For that, I want to make the music box I wanted to make for the game's theme, the real life one, but, I found that, like, making gears out of wood, I don't have any machine, like, any, like, of those laser cutter machines or anything, so if I were to try to make gears out of wood, that would be, like, printing out a pattern and then, like, carving it really meticulously, and, like, if you mess up, the whole gear would just, and so that is something I don't want to do. So instead, I just ordered, the gears, I designed them in Tinkercad, and then I'm ordering a 3D print of them, and I'm going to use that and then make everything else out of wood. I could actually show... Oh, and you can see, like, the peculiar, it doesn't seem to be getting, stuck in the corners anymore, so... But maybe I should make the... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should make the death, not death, the knocked out. No, the enemies are being killed. It's very, very important detail, because Splash would not go around killing animals. They're just being knocked out. You can see they're still alive. They wake up. Whenever you leave the room, they'll wake up again. Oh, crap. Sometimes you get hit with those crazy combos. That is also something that something I worry about, like, with, you know, just the creator of a game. The problem with being a creator of games, you play a game so much that you get good at it, and that you then make levels too hard. Because, like, this is supposed to be the first area, but when I had some of my friends playtest it, like, they couldn't get past the first like the rooms I have already, because they kept dying. And I'm like, well, I don't know. But some of that was due to finicky, like the slopes were being finicky, and so sometimes people were getting killed by that. And so that's part of why I fixed those to be more consistent. Oh. And, not having enough space between, like, being, like, especially I'll show you where the big problem area was. Ooh, sniped. The sucky thing is I just have a hard time focusing on what I want to program, what I want to, like, add in next, because I have so many things written down that I need to be adding in that can be a bit overwhelming. Oh, another sponge cake. Oh, I am thinking that, like, I am thinking I'm gonna have a chef in the game, a cook, like in Super Paper Mario, because, and I just want I'm just gonna give it, because the original reason I didn't want to do this is because I didn't want to have to come up with so many, like, different ingredients, but I think that just kind of adds charm to it, and also, I want healing items to be take more to get, so that's part of it, is I want to make it so that, like, if you want a healing item, you can't just, like, get, like, a bunch of good ones from just knocking out things. So, like, having to go back and, like, spend some time getting it, like, refined and stuff, or, like, getting it cooked, then might be, like, kind of, because, like, I want the items so that the people who need items can get them, but if people who are able, I want to also incentivize you to not use the items if you don't need them, while also not giving you a limited amount, like, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, is just make it so it, like, takes time to get, like, you have to get it cooked, and that way people will not want to have to use the items, but they'll also, have them if they need them. Because if I just made it so, like, they costed money, then you get a lot of that, and you can farm that pretty easily. Especially because, like, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of workarounds. Oh, here was the main area I was talking about earlier. The original rock that this guy sat on, was, like, much thinner, so, like, you would have a very slim area to jump on and shoot, or, like, jump over. I am thinking I'm going to take away these things, even though it's, like, kind of fun, I'm thinking I'm going to take away these platforms sinking when you land on them. And instead just make them tiles, because that will be, easier on the player's, computer, and also, right now they're objects, and that means they're, like, object is basically that they're like an entity, like they're running step codes and stuff, and I'm just thinking it might be better just make it so that they're just just another tile, and then the algae would be an animated tile. I haven't done animated tiles before, but I don't think they're gonna be that hard. Hopefully you don't need to have the whole sprite be animated, the whole entire tileset sprite have multiple frames, just have an animated tile. But yeah, I do need to change the spikes. I need to update the spikes to look more spiky, because they don't really look super damaging right now. I need to make sure they look like they're gonna damage you if you touch them. I also want to add a character. Like, just cause. Just so I don't get lonely when I'm playtesting. I wanna, maybe Blenny. I think I might add Blenny. I'll put Blenny somewhere. Like I might just like have him like sitting over here next to the save point in his little burrow or whatever. And he'll pop up in different places probably. I don't know. But like right here or something. Yep. So I've got a lot of stuff. Oh. These. I ordered. I ordered these fabrics, and you might recognize the colors. So you know what that means. I'm trying to make splash plushies. They're gonna be the original prototype is way bigger than they're actually gonna be because I realized that trying to like doing them this big is pretty hard. Also really expensive. But I also kind of want to make them this big. I don't know. I like them this big, but this would be hard to make a lot of. I also wanted to get into maybe selling paintings of characters and stuff in the game. I don't know. Because I don't want. I've always told people who ask about me making money, I don't want to make people pay money to play the game. Or like have anything that's any paid DLC in the game or something. Because I feel like that kind of tarnishes the. And yeah, it's really. It's kind of just standard in the industry now, so it's a little bit weird to be like that, I guess. But I just want to make it so it's just the full everything that's in the game is just free. But I do think that if it took off, or even just like for the few people who did play it, like I wouldn't be too against making money off of merchandise. Probably not much because I wouldn't want to charge that much for it, but mostly because, I really like the character designs and I would buy plushies of every character I make in the game. And so I can imagine that some people who play the game would also want that. But yeah. All very fun characters. Even the ones that that aren't sentient. Like all these guys, like the anemones. No, the anemones. The anemone enemies that are called anemones. That always trips you up. No, I don't want a picture of this one. I'm gonna take a picture of this one over here. Oh, I want a picture of a sleeping one. I'll just do this. Ready? See, now they're awake. And I can cheat, do something that the people who play the game won't be able to do. I can manually zoom in for my pictures to make them better. Very docile beast. Well, it hurts to touch. I don't think it means any harm. Sometimes they form symbiotic relationships. Oh, so yeah, the new enemies I'm gonna be working on. I have some of the designs in my book. Well, one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to I think I already mentioned the clams. One thing I want to do is have, even though I know I've already done an enemy, I'm an enemy called an enemy, but I think I'm gonna double dip, and I've got one that spits out projectiles. Because, you know, it just kind of fits with what they look like. And, you know, there's no projectile enemies in the early levels. That's why I think having one that's like, because the ones in later games, the projectiles are more different. So I think that having an early enemy in the game that just spits out a simple one direction projectile, just goes up, will be a nice introduction to projectile enemies in the game. And then I also I actually really like this design. This is like another enemy in the peculiar family. Oh, wrong side. It's another enemy in the peculiar family, but these ones are like torpedoes. So they'll basically, you know, swim around in their area. I'm actually considering maybe making it so they don't stay in one area like the peculiars do. Maybe these ones are going out and they're like the rambunctious kids, and they see you and they like go like this and just go and just blast towards you. And that's what I'm thinking. But they'll get knocked out in one hit is what I'm considering. So yeah, that's what I've got in I've got so much that I need to be working on. I'm wanting to add the wall clinging, wall suctioning. Something that kind of will probably separate so like in Hollow Knight and a lot of games, wall clings are they like you sit on the wall, like you grab on the wall and then start sliding down, and then you start sliding down. I think with mine you're gonna just suction in place, and after a certain amount of time it'll the suction like I might have some way to indicate, but it'll fall off, you know, and so it's so that way, because I always found like in a Hollow Knight like kind of annoying that like I get that they don't want you staying in the same place forever, and so I'll have a cooldown after if you burn out the suction to make it so that like you can't like camp above like a boss or whatever, but so that you can't just like keep jumping back up. But I found annoying like if you ever are trying to like do something like you wait for it, like you have to keep just jumping up over and over and over, and that kind of feels like a repetitive motion all night. And I guess a lot of people like just doing those motions instead of like sitting still, but it kind of feels too much like unnecessary. And you know, also just makes more sense because he's a squid, so it makes sense that you'd have suction cups so it would cling on to stuff rather than drag. So you're gonna be able to. The suctioning will be pretty fun because you'll be able to like suction on, and then like while you're suctioned on, like shoot behind yourself and stuff. I also want to add kicks in the air. Actually, I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm supposed to be adding, but yeah. But I did get a lot more done this week than I have in a lot of other weeks in the past. So hopefully that'll continue. So yeah, I've got to work on that stuff. This is the last public one before Christmas, so I guess it's the Christmas episode. But technically, I just realized this isn't Monday. These are supposed to be made on Monday. If I make the devlog the day I'm supposed to, then the next devlog will be on Christmas. I don't know if I'll do that. I might just do the other one on Tuesday too. But that's funny. But yeah, so this was supposed to be out on Monday, but I didn't get to it. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully I should be able to get a lot done this next few days too, but I don't know if I'm going to spend that much time working on these next few days. I kind of want to do a Christmas special for my meme channel, but I don't know if I'll have time to do that. Because I do very, if you've seen that channel, you know I do pretty complicated stuff on there, time consuming. Also, there's just stuff I should be getting done for Christmas stuff as well. But I should have time to work on this game some. I'm gonna exit out of all this stuff. Whatever. Anyway. So that's that. This is now a 42-minute long devlog. So, great. It's going to be a public devlog. This is probably the longest public devlog. So, yeah.